Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, whichever happens to be the case. I am Erica, or Ricky Mickey Plans if you're looking on Instagram, and which I don't do much Instagram these days, so I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyway, to the subject at hand. I am here to plan another week because the weeks keep coming, so we keep planning. This is the week of July 4th, Independence Day here in the States. And I'm ready to get going. I used to get so excited. I get started and my phone rings. Give me a minute. I guess people who are calling you on the phone don't know that you're busy, right? I remember my dad used to get so upset because my friends would inevitably call when we were having dinner. And I don't know if you could tell, but I paused the video again for a second interruption. The first one was my daughter calling to say that we got an invoice about some boarding and training for our dogs. The second was my husband walking in the room with zucchini bread. Ha! Okay, so maybe now I can finish the sentence. I think I started talking about 4th of July, and I started talking about my dad and dinner. So I'm going to get back to the planning, and maybe I'll come back to those stories. Maybe I won't. Wow. Okay. I need like a do not disturb sign on my phone, on my door, on everything. All right. Since it's 4th of July week, red, white, and blue, patriotic kind of stuff, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to use Heather Kell's Roy G. Biv book. This is volume 5. And I'm going to combine the red flowers with, I know, surprise, surprise, the blue flowers. Right? I feel like they're not the exact flower, but they're very similar. I'm going to use them both. And I think it'll soften up the kind of, I'm sorry if this offends you, but it's how I feel, the kind of garish quality that red and blue can have together. Since they're opposites on the color wheel, they're obviously, that means they're opposite colors. And so I just find it a little overwhelming when I see them together. So that's my plan, is to soften it up by doing these florals. And these reds are, this blue is kind of a light blue and this red's kind of a soft red. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. I'm not saying I'm not patriotic and I don't like red, white, and blue. These stickers don't want to come off. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying the color palette itself can be a bit garish in my opinion. I also, sorry, unpopular opinion, feel that way about red and green at Christmas. I just feel like together they're kind of garish and much. So yeah, that's just my feeling. Sorry if it bothers you. Sorry, not sorry, isn't that what they say? I am going to have a floral explosion today. I'm going to hope that I have enough florals to go crazy. I'm going to go florals on every rim of this planner page. Planner spread, sorry. That's just kind of how I'm feeling it. So let me cut off these greens because I feel like they're just going to kind of interrupt this red and blue kind of thing I've got going. Ta-da! Oh yeah, this can be cute. Kind of want to cut off those other greens, but I'm not going to. Or I could do like, okay, I'm overthinking it again. Oh, wait. Oh. Do you see that where I cut that? It does not look good. I should not have cut off the greens, is what I'm saying. All right. So back to what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying. I've said so many partial things today already. What was I saying? What should I get back to? I could talk about 4th of July. So it used to be one of my absolute favorite holidays. When I was a kid, the neighbors, my dad, the other neighbors' dads, I say dads because that's just kind of how it was back then, would all pitch in and buy a bunch of fireworks. It was probably illegal. I'm just being honest. Um, Not buying them wasn't illegal, but setting them off in the middle of the street in the neighborhood was probably illegal. But that's what they would do. We would go all sit in somebody's garage, and the dads would go out and they would set off the fireworks, and the kids, we would have to just sit in the garage and watch because, safety and all that junk. All that junk, it's not junk, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I loved 4th of July. It was I looked forward to it greatly. I am trying to figure out what I want to do because I've apparently used the blues already and not the reds, so I'm gonna have to like go sparingly or creatively with how I do these blues. I think if I use these big one here, I can get a red in the middle. I feel like I just heard another knock at my door. Let me check. Nope. See, now I'm just imagining things. Now I'm just totally imagining things. There was nobody there. Oh man, I cracked myself up. Okay. So, yeah, I don't have as many blues as I have reds, but I can get this to work. I am convincing myself of it. So let's put a red here. Because basically that's what I'm doing. I'm alternating reds and blues, right? Nothing groundbreaking here. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough room for this one here. Nope. So I'm gonna bring him. I'm going to cover up the note. Nope, nope, nope. I'm gonna bring this guy right here. I might save this part a little bit because I know I have to put some things in the sidebar, and I don't want to waste the space of florals if I don't need to. So I'm gonna go around the other edges and then I'll come back to the sidebar from here on out. So yeah, the dads would be out there setting off the fireworks, and the moms and the kids would be in the garages of whoever's house we were at watching, and it was just it's just a great memory. The whole neighborhood would come out. It was a great time. I loved it. I loved it. And we tried doing that. I don't know why I said because you don't know. My husband and I tried doing that. Maybe I don't know as many reds either. Oh, yes, I do. Sorry, I forgot I had this page. I'm trying to think and talk and plan and all that at the same time, and I'm distracting myself. So let me try again. My husband and I tried to make that happen for our kids for a few years, and we bought some fireworks and we would set them off in the neighborhood. And then our dog, we got a dog. His name was Parker. Oh, he's the sweetest dog. We got him at the pound, and he was just so precious. But one year, we'd done this several years and nothing happened. But one year we came back in the house from doing fireworks and we couldn't find him. Couldn't find him anywhere. He was gone. We're like, oh my goodness, he escaped. And he escaped during firework time. Like he's going to be scared. And we were devastated. Where's the dog? He was hiding inside the corner cabinet in the kitchen. Like the one where it's really hard to put anything away. He had opened the cabinet, gotten behind all the bowls and things that were in there somehow, wiggled himself back there, and was hiding. And from that point on, he had phobias about fireworks and storms and things the like. I don't know what happened that night because we had done fireworks before and nothing had bothered him that much. But that night, it got to him. And so my husband and I stopped doing fireworks. And then when that dog passed, we thought we could start it up again. But then, then we started getting like, I don't know, thoughtful. And we're like, we don't know how all the neighbors' dogs respond to fireworks. What if they're in their house responding the way Parker responds? And so we just decided not to do that anymore. We didn't want to be the reason that some dog was responding the way Parker had responded. And so we just stopped doing that, and which is, again, probably okay. In the state I live in, it is not illegal to let off fireworks. I think there's probably like a time frame in which you can and can't do it, like after such and such a time at night or something like that. I don't even think there's a date before and after which it's wrong though and illegal. Like people do it. Basically, we should expect to hear fireworks at my house from now a week or two before July 4th until about a week after July 4th when people finally run out of fireworks. And it's just kind of how it is living where I live. And partly the state I live in, and partly that it's in the country. We live in a very rural area. And so things are different in a rural area. They just are. And so we hear fireworks all the time now because it's not illegal, like I said. But where I grew up, I'm pretty sure that those daddies in our neighborhood were breaking the law. I'm pretty sure in that state it was illegal. But I digress. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to continue this for a bit, and I'll come back when this is all flowery. All right, so that was not that bad of a process to do. Just took a little bit of finagling to find stickers that would not cover up the dates and that would fit in okay. But it worked out. And I'm going to save these little pieces in case I decide to add them in the sidebar like I talked about. And so I'm just going to go on and cut these off now. The other story I started earlier, I remembered, was talking about my dad because of all the interruptions we were getting. We would sit down. My dad had dinner. My dad was the cook of the house, okay? And my dad would have dinner ready at precisely 7 o'clock every night. I mean, on the dot, not missed by a minute. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how, but every single night we would eat it exactly at 7. And so when my brother and I were young enough to be like running around the neighborhood playing and stuff like that, we knew we had to be home by 7. That's just how it was. Because we were going to eat at 7. And everybody in the neighborhood knew that. And all the parents in the neighborhood knew that. And so if I was, inside somebody's house, all the parents would be like, Erica, it's almost 7. You need to get home. Like everybody knew what time we ate. So then when we got older and our friends weren't like neighborhood friends, they were like school friends, and they would call the house at 7, my dad would be furious. Why is everybody calling when they know we're at dinner? I don't think he ever really figured out that our friends had changed to the kind of friends who didn't know our schedule. And so, oh my goodness, it would make him insane when dinner would get interrupted by the phone ringing. It also didn't help that the phone was right next to his head. Like, I see this is gonna be a problem. I don't think I'm gonna have a blue and a red there. I need like either a longer blue or a longer red. Okay. Anyway, the phone was right next to his head, so when it would ring, it would ring like in his ear and interrupt him even more than the rest of us. So that didn't help any at all. But yeah, it was all those interruptions made me think of that. What if I stick just a itty bitty piece of blue in here? Little bitty piece, not a big deal. And then just this little piece of red here. I don't usually work in these little pieces, but I'm probably going to cover a lot of this with quotes and habit trackers and such anyway, so I think it'll buff. I think it'll be okay. I am curious. I'm going to have to look down at the timestamp when I'm editing this video, how long it took me to do just this. But you know what? I'm a teacher on summer break. I have time, so it's worth it. I can do it. And it makes me happy. And looking at this is going to make me happy. which is good because, like I said, a lot of times I don't like looking at spreads of garish colors. Um, Again, sorry if that offends you. I'm not anti-American. I'm not anti-patriotic. Just the color palette. Um, but yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy looking at it when it looks like this. And I will punch out all these mushroom holes later so that it will go into the planner. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. And I have one sticker left. Ooh, scissors just fell on my foot. Good thing I'm wearing shoes. I have one sticker left in this blue section on this blue sheet. And so I'm just going to take him off and put him onto this other page. I can't see where to put it though without I don't want to put it back in the book and put it on top of the backing because then it's hard to get out because it sticks to the backing. So I'm going to be very manhandly for a second, and I'm going to take the backing off. So taking the backing off like that lets you just plop a sticker down on the sticker paper any old place you want to without having to worry. And then I can take this page and I can use it for something else, or I can toss it. Doesn't matter which. Ta-da! Okay. All right. Now, the way I plan is with Post-its, which you see I have none. And I will tell you why. I have none because when I planned last week, that's this one right here, I took the Post-its off and I was going to move them to next week, but next week was over there and in, the next page. And so I moved them all here and I said, I'll move them back to my planner before my plan with me next week. But did I do that? No. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put them on the page really quick because I know where they go. And you're probably thinking, hey, if you know where they go, why do you need those anyway? Because there have been many times I have forgotten obvious things in my planner just because I didn't have these on there. So these just help me remember. And now this will go back in my planner. So these Post-its help me remember reoccurring events. I also have a pile of icon stickers for reoccurring events. And then, of course, you always have the events that only happen, that are individual to the week. For instance, Independence Day is individual to this week, right? So I like to start with a splash of color. I believe I have done that. That looks a little off balance with that much blue there, don't you think? Maybe I need this all to be red. I'm gonna pull this up. Don't let me forget that I want to fill this corner with red just to balance out that corner of blue. But I'll get back to that. Anyway, sorry. I was just looking at it going, oh, that looks weird. Okay, so between the icon stickers and the Post-its, we're going to get a move on this planning. So this is the functional part. So I have a Post-it for trash night, and I have an icon for trash night. So I will go ahead and I will take this Post-it, and I will move it to next week. I have redone my desk, and there's a little lip on my desk here. I'll see if I can move the camera so you can see it. See that little white lip? There's a little lip there. And when I try pulling things off my desk, things keep getting stuck on that lip. I'm going to need to get myself some sandpaper and do away with that lip. On trash night, it also means it is clean out the litter night. I had to make a sticker for that because, frankly, we kept forgetting. And that's just something you don't want to forget. And for us, trash night is also shot night. For a family member, us to take a shot once a week. I'm going to make it point up because it makes it look like I'm shooting at the cat. And so that is that one. All right, there we go. Now my next icon in my stack is this little group of televisions. These are for my daughter's work schedule. And I don't know my daughter's work schedule. She does not have a set schedule. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few of these on this. This is another little piece of sticker sheet that I just cut and punched. And so I'm just going to put a few of these TVs that represent her work schedule on this sticker sheet, and I can put it in my planner. And then when I know her work schedule, I can put it in, because I don't know it right now. It's not set the same every week. I do know one thing she has, I believe, on Wednesday, but the rest of it, I don't know. Now, I also have these cute little flasks, beakers for my son's work schedule, which his is pretty set. He's he's a 40-hour a week guy, so he's working every day. I do not need to put his because he's a 40-hour a week guy and it's pretty easy to remember. But since I put my daughter's, I should put my son's too. And I'll be honest, I don't know if he's working on 4th of July or not. He's a chemist in a lab, obviously, since I have the chemistry things here. And I don't know if they work on holidays or not. I'm going to leave it off for now, and I can always add it on later if I'm incorrect. Right? No big deal. All right. My next icon sticker I have up is my church sticker, but I want to add something here first before I put the church sticker down. So I'm pulling out one of my go-to books lately, the old, probably outdated, I don't know, maybe it's still there, but probably outdated Blue Quotes book from Happy Planner. And there's this red sticker that says Long Weekend. And I mean, it's summer break for me. It's a very long weekend, if you know what I mean. But just for the fun of it, honestly, I'm putting this in here. This doesn't really pertain to me, but I have the sticker. I've obviously been holding on to it forever. It matches. Let's put it in, right? I mean, who cares? Who cares? All right, so now I can do church. So I have this sticker from Mochi Kichi. I did not make this myself. It's a cute little, I don't know, round person in a church. And so I'm just going to put that there. Took me a long time to find a church sticker that I liked. And so now that I found one, I'm using it. Then I'll move this sticker to next week, which is not here because it'll be on Sunday. It's over there on my desk. I'll put it there. And I'll remember this time. All right. I also have church choir stickers. These are from Paper Lemonade Co. and church choir Post-it. However, we aren't having church choir. See, I'm trying to pull my planner page off my desk, like just by sliding it. And there's that lip. I'm going to have to sand that down. That's going to drive me crazy. Crazy. Okay. All right. Soccer. I'm saying soccer because that's my next icon sticker, and we've got to post it. Apparently, that league is done. Last week was the last week of it, so I'm going to get rid of this Post-it. That was for my son. That was for him for like a community league he plays in. He also coaches the local high school team, but they're on a hiatus this week. So the only thing I believe he has for soccer this week, it's going to be really weird to only have one thing, is a pickup game on Tuesday. So, I mean, I'm assuming he's still having that. Try to pick up my page that wants to get caught on that lip. I do usually use these for game night, but I just looked down and I have this red one. That's a set of dice, or it's just a 20-sided die, and this is from Jalen Paper Co. I've had these forever, and so I think I'm going to use it because it's red and it matches and it's cute and all that good stuff. And so I'm going to put it, excuse me, I usually put my Post-its to the left of things, but I'm going to put it to the right just because it'll get lost in the flowers, I think. Am I right? You know what? It's fine. Really, I want to put it right where this flower is what it is. I don't know that I want to cover the whole flower. I'm just going to cover the whole flower. So never mind. There we go. And our Friday night game night, I'm quite positive will not happen because everyone will want to go watch fireworks wherever they go watch fireworks. So both of these Post-its get moved to next week. We might play on Saturday or Sunday, but if we do, I will add that in later. Right now, we don't know, so I'm not putting it in. When you use the tweezers to pull the stickers off the sticker sheet, sometimes they kind of don't stick right when you pull them up, and that bugs me. All right, I have gardening stickers that I've decided I'm going to use after or as I plan the week. Like, I thought I was going to use these to mark, hey, you need to water the garden this day. But you never know when you need to water the garden. Like, maybe it'll rain that day. Maybe it rained the day before, so you don't have to. So I'm going to use these after the fact to be like, here's the last time I watered the garden so that I can keep track of it. So these, instead of living in my pile of icons, are now going to live in a pocket of my planner to keep with me. Can I also just write it in by hand? Absolutely. But that's how I'm going to do that. Now that does it for Post-its, but I still have a few icons left, one of which is this little paw print that I will need 2 of. Because one, can't pull my planner off the edge of the desk again. One is we do flea and tick treatments on the 1st of the month. And so I'm going to put that there. And 2, I can't just scoop my page to the front. I'm going to have to fix that. Is one of my dogs has a vet appointment, just his yearly exam on Thursday. And so I need to put that in. All right. I use these for concerts. There are none. I use these for traveling. There is none. These are habit trackers that I bought from Sticker Monster Co., but I only had 2 left, so I had to make my own. And I don't think I want to mix and match. So I'm going to put these to the side and use them some other day. And I'm going to use my own. And what I think I'm going to do, I should have made these narrower so that I could stick a piece of washi behind them. But I don't think I made them thinking of that. Nope, look. You won't be able to see the washi. See, I was not thinking ahead. So I need to lay down, as I've done the last few weeks, a little bit of washi for my habit trackers. I think. You know what? No. I'm going to be a rebel, and this week I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put them in. I know. Who is this person? I don't usually like putting white stickers on the page without some sort of backing. Not even sure I'm going to like this today, but I just don't know that a bed of washi is going to look right with all those florals. So I'm not going to do it. All right, so habit trackers done. And then these are to-do lists, which I will come back to in a bit. All right. Pretty much done. Pretty much done, but not all the way done. I want to add some color to this, and I like using highlighters. But in all these highlighters I have, lots of Sharpie S Notes and mild liners, it's very hard to make a highlighter that is red or that is blue. Now there is this blue here, and I already pulled this that they call red. It's kind of pinky, but these are the best that you can get and do that with. So I am going to add a little bit of highlighter here. So let's stick with one color for my son's stuff, just because. And let's do his stuff in blue, because you know why? Let's just be typical. I only need 1 line of text for his because it's pretty easy. I'm just going to say work because, like I said, his is a 40-hour-a-week job, so the time is pretty much always the same. Now for his pickup soccer game, it's different every week, so I'll have 2 lines of text there. I will go ahead and use red for the flea treatments for all, and then red for my dog's vet appointment. Put his name there, vet, and the time here. And then we'll use red for church, and I always do a second set of text for church in case there's a meeting or something. And then I'll use red for this. So that adds a little color. So that's already a little bit better, right? And now I wanted a quote sticker. So let's see, I think there was one in that same book that I liked. There was. Where is it? I gotta find it. Here it is. Though she be but little, she is fierce. I believe this is Shakespeare. I think I'm right about that. Um, and I love this quote because if you don't know, I'm short. If you know me in person, you know that. If you don't know me in person, welcome to the truth. I am a short human being. As I tell my students at school, I am a short grown up because they're always like comparing me, of course, to their homeroom teachers. I'm a music teacher. And so, like, when the kids get dropped off to my class, they're like, "You're shorter than Mrs. So and so." And so my answer is always just, "I'm a short grown up." So I like that. That is cute. That is fun. And then this is not Happy Planner. There's a Park Lane book. There's a whole page of red, white, and blue stuff. And so I think I will just take this one that says July 4th. And I think I'm going to white out the 4 here and the Friday. And I'm just going to make that the date marker. Does that make sense? Ta-da! Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cute. That makes me happy. All right. I have this sticker from Happy Quotes, the rainbowy kind of one. This is pink, but there is pink in these red stickers. And so I'm going to use this one. Do all things in love. I'm just going to put it right here because I will have plenty of space to still write, things that I need to write on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if I put that in there. So I like that there. That makes me happy, 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 happy. Now I do want to soften this up. I feel like those harsh lines around that bright red box. I don't love them. I don't love them. Let's try some of these flowers. I don't know. I mean, they're different than the ones around the border, so maybe they won't be as heavy. But maybe they'll just soften up the edge. Oh yeah, that's not bad at all. We'll just soften up the edge of this sticker. All right. It's not great. It's not wonderful. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. I think I like it. I think I like it. And then these little, these kind of big, actually, polka dot stars. Do I like them? I don't know. I don't know that that's necessary. Honestly, I'm kind of looking on the computer screen and they almost disappear for you. I can see them quite clearly, but those may not even stand out at all for you. But that means they're not garish, right? So there we go. I like them. My daughter is in charge of, she's an intern in the department that's in charge of PR and events for the local PBS radio station and television station. And so they're having an event on Wednesday. And so this box is kind of hard to set down, but it came out of that same book. And so that is her work schedule for that day. So I could also stick one of these in. And I wanted to put a red floral here. Where'd my book go? I wanted to put a red floral there. Remember that? You almost let me forget. You almost did. I love how I'm blaming you and you're not here. You know which one I have to use, and for some reason I don't want to have to because it's big and I don't want to quote unquote, waste the big ones. That's what's happening. I know this is the one I need to use. But I didn't want to waste it knowing I'm only going to use part of it. But you know what? I'm using a good chunk of it, not just a little part of it. So it's all good. Am I finished? No, I have a to-do list to do. So to do my to-do list, I need to pull from last week. So I have a 3-page to-do list, a need to do, an ought to do, and a want to do. If I can pull it up. Which, by the way, is now, N-O-W, now. Okay, yeah, I like. These two, I purposefully put washi that was very neutral, whereas this one matches the page, the spread. So now I will do the same for this week. I will move these over. These are neutral enough. They look fine. And I will get a fresh little sheet of paper. This is, these are Happy Planner pages that I just cut this one, not this one. This is from Levenger and it's made to be this size. And so just kind of worked out that way. So what I will do is I will put some washi on the edge just so that I believe when I put the washi on the edge, it just makes it clear, like there's an edge of a page here that you might want to turn. Does that make it sense or sound silly? I don't know. Again, it's the white page, white paper thing. If I leave the white edge on there, it looks like one sheet of paper, and it's actually 3 sheets of paper. So that is why I like to put the washi. Plus, it's an excuse to use my washi because I like my washi. So then I will take this, and this will live in my planner, and it will get a sticker. And so this one is need to do. So this is the stuff I really need to do this week. This is the stuff where if I'm just kind of sitting around thinking, there's nothing to do, these are things I could be doing. And this is stuff if I'm like, you know what, I want to do some me time. This is the kind of stuff I want to do. And so that is my broken down to-do list. And I have really liked using it. I've really enjoyed it. Will I keep it up in the school year? I don't know, but it's what I use right now. Besides that, I think I'm finished. What do you think? Patriotic enough without being garish? Again, sorry if the word garish bothers you. I like it. I'm happy with it. Oh, I know. I need to mark one more thing. My brother-in-law and his family are coming to town Sunday. I need to mark that, and I need to make it emphasized. So I need some sort of box. I need a box. So I have red. I should probably do red. So I'm going to get a red box here. So I'm going to put a small box. I'm going to put it here. And there I can mark that they are coming to town. And it's at night, so it makes sense that it's at the bottom of the column here. But yeah, I do need to mark that because that's exciting. Ta-da! Okay. Well, guys, if I add anything else, it's on me. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. I would love it. It just, lets me know that you like what you're seeing. And even better, you can give me a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not that kind of subscription, but it certainly helps me out. And I cannot tell you the little dopamine shot, like fireworks even, that happen when I see another subscriber on my page. It's a little bit of an affirmation, right? That what I'm doing means something to somebody. Even if it doesn't mean a ton, it means something, a little bit. So again, that's my plea. A subscribe would be awesome. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. If you're celebrating the 4th of July, I hope you love the fireworks you see or have a great picnic or whatever it is you do. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy planning. Bye-bye.